Can you move your mic or your camera over to the left? Get the name.
All the way?
I think they want the Fox West Theater sign in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome to the first ever Trails to Trinidad telethon here in Trinidad, Colorado. I'm your auctioneer of sorts, like your financial advisor, your curator of fun and cool experiences that you can bid on and, enjoy life a little bit more. But I'm not your host. You have a fantastic host, comedian, fantastic guy, live performer, MC, Jay Gillespie.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Please hold your applause until the end of tonight's, or, let it roll over us. Let it just wash across the streets of Trinidad. My word, what a beautiful thing this is tonight. We are here at Upswing Gallery on Main Street in celebration of this great city of Trinidad, Colorado, and to raise funds to support the newly opened Fisher's Peak State Park.
Amazing.
Amazing indeed. I tried to do the hard trail there, and it is no joke. That is as hard as they say that trail is. Beautiful place. We are also raising money for the historic Fox West Theater here on Main Street. Such a beautiful place, and I'm excited to be a part of that. We wouldn't be able to do this without the dedication of many businesses and individuals that have supported this endeavor, and we'd like to give a big shout out to those sponsors. So first off, obviously the Fox West Theater Alliance. That makes sense. That's totally awesome. The city of Trinidad itself, not just building roads, but supporting creative endeavors.
The community.
Exactly. Urban neighborhoods, as well as the Trinidad Lounge over on Commercial Street, Tabula Rasa Studios, Griego Insurance, and Code of the West Real Estate. And last but certainly not least, Trinidad's Higher calling you over the corner of Independence and Freedom. So let's give a round of applause for all those places supporting us. That's great. We started the Trails to Trinidad event earlier today, and it has been amazing so far. Temple Aaron hosted an event this morning, touring their space and providing breakfast, and then the Miners Museum was running an event all afternoon. Nays Hot Dogs are out there, a Temple of the Dog, and all that stuff.
Beautiful music. I heard it. They were singing some songs, some favorite country songs of mine. Neon Moon, nailed it.
Way to go, guys. Neon Moon on the streets of Trinidad was what everyone dreamed it would be. Go ahead and visit foxwesttheater.com to make a donation or a last-minute winning bid. You'll get shouted out right here on the show by Rachel O'Brien, your auction.
I'm considering myself a financial advisor.
Yeah, like JP Morgan.
Live your life,
I get that.
Yeah.
And we're going to spend the next 3 hours together. So believe it or not, we are going to be best friends by the end of this. We're going to be enjoying music, and then we have a number of videos from artists both near and far. And so that's going to be happening over the next few hours.
Yeah, and we have some great products to bid on and experiences. There's a log cabin stay in a beautiful, near a river. There's dinner with Dana Crawford, the legendary Dana Crawford. There's stays at her hotels. There's paintings. There's Star Wars games.
And I'm in on the Star Wars games and the dinner with Dana Crawford. I want to combine those into one sort of super special evening that I think both myself and Dana Crawford will remember for many years to come.
I think she's going to love it.
Yeah, she's a big Star Wars fan. That's what the interview tonight's going to be about. We're going to be discussing Star Wars, and I'm talking the minutia of the series. But first off, we could talk about Star Wars all night, but I'm being told to go ahead and move along. First up, we have Christopher Smith here to give us a bit of history behind the Fox West Theater Project. Christopher, you want to come say a little something to these people? All right.
All right. Woo! Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Absolutely. No, Michael.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Hey, good evening. Thanks for joining us all here live on YouTube and Facebook on behalf of the Fox West Theater and Fisher's Peak State Park here in historic Trinidad, Colorado. I moved to Trinidad in 2018 because of the building that you can see out these windows. The Fox West Theater was built in 1908, opened in 1908. It was built in about 10 months. It's one of the largest, most beautiful theaters this country still has standing. It is the only standing historic two-balcony theater in the state, and it seats 1,150 people.
That's crazy.
It's one of the few theaters left standing that has a ballroom in the basement. Have you ever seen the ballroom?
Oh, I have seen the ballroom, and that is awesome.
It is. It's larger than the floor of the auditorium. So the theater was built to accommodate traveling vaudeville acts. If you were playing Denver, you were on your way to Albuquerque, and you stopped here in Trinidad and played the Fox West Theater. We're still doing the research to prove exactly who played that historic stage, but Houdini is pretty likely to have gone through one of the 3 trap doors. No kidding.
That's awesome.
No kidding. We also have at least 5 historic backdrops, one of them hanging. You can see the pictures. You've seen the pictures. Of
Yeah, I've
Fox
seen the
West.
backdrop.
He's seen the backdrop.
I'm pretty plugged into Trinidad
He
as
is.
much as I can, as much as they'll let me, you know?
So the theater in 1929 saw its biggest renovation ever, where they turned it from a performing arts theater into a movie theater, which was what people were doing at the time. They cut a hole in the front of the building to accommodate the projection booth, and they regraded the auditorium floor. What we're working to do is to bring the theater back into life here in Trinidad. It served this community as a movie theater starting in 1929 all the way through until its closing in 2012. It was operated by the Savoya family, very, very loved here in Trinidad. They operated the Strand, the Rialto. They built the Peak Drive-In in 1948.
Down at the end of Main Street?
That's right.
Awesome.
And when they had the chance to buy the Fox West in 1959, they took Fox West Intermountain up on it. And they ran it all the way up until it closed in 2012,
Wow.
right? So the city of Trinidad purchased the building in 2018, and that deserves a round of applause. Since that time, Urban Neighborhoods Incorporated has been working to gather grant funding, but also raise public awareness about this gem of architecture and history here in Trinidad. That's part of what we're doing here tonight. As well, we're raising money for Fisher's Peak State Park, and others will be talking about it soon. But for right now, I'm going to turn it back to Jay.
That sounds great. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for talking about the history of the Fox West Theater. It's like the coolest thing ever. And I have to be honest, when I first moved here, people would ask me, and I used to tell them, I'd say, I think it seats 3,700 people. And people just took my word on that. It turns out I lied to so many people about that. And so just to be aware that it's approximately 1,100. If in the past I told you it seats upwards of 4,000, that was just some combination of hubris and a lack of knowledge. Well, let's get a little bit more information from Rachel regarding the state of our auctions. Remember, you can bid on a number of amazing items on Fox West Theater right now.
Yeah, and you can go to 32auctions.com/Fox West Theater. And again, let me just give you a rundown of even more exciting ones. You got a stay at Zapata Ranch. You've got the Highline Conservatory near Denver. There's so many experiences. There's also beautiful art made by one Dana Crawford. There are, I think they actually sold out though. You don't want to, I don't want to like pitch this one because I think it's sold out, but there's some heirloom dishware and candlesticks. I don't know, I wanted them. But there's also, could you grab that leather jacket for me over there? That gold one that Freddie Mercury could have worn?
Yes, it was further than I thought it was.
So this, Christopher can help me with this. What was the name of the guy that wore this jacket who worked with Bob Dylan and Joe Cocker?
Robbie Torres.
Robbie
gosh.
Torres wore this jacket. And this is bidding, I think starting bid 150 from what I see.
That is
Look at this.
a beautiful jacket.
All right, just
and-
give me the guitar. I'm going to start playing.
Yes,
I have it on
indeed.
now.
I think if you wear a jacket that cool, you're immediately able to play a really good riff. It's just a matter of whether the band's going to join you in on that.
Exactly. So
Excellent.
head to 32auctions.com/Fox West Theater. You could have this jacket. You're a rock star.
Off Rachel O'Brien's cold hands. You're going to get it from her. All right, and I would like to introduce tonight's live band, the Trail Hands. That's Paul Robinson on guitar, Randy Welch on bass, Todd Franks banging on those drums, and Chris Smith on keys. Why don't you take it away, guys? Wow! That is some rock and roll music there from the Trail Hands, so thank you so much to them. I can dig it. Over the summer, we did a call for musicians and performers to submit their work to be a part of tonight's telethon. We got a bunch of submissions from talented people both near and far, and we're excited to premiere their performances tonight here for you. One of the groups that joined us was from Santa Fe, New Mexico. They are the Shiners Club Jazz Band, and let's take a look at their video right now.
Welcome back to the Fox Theater, y'all. we're the Shiners Club Jazz Band from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And we have a special band for y'all here in Trinidad, Colorado. I'm happy to be playing for the rebirth of the Fox Theater, which is an incredible opportunity. So hope you enjoy the music. Thank you.
A little bright light will lead you to my blue hill. You see a smiling face, a fireplace, a cozy room, and a little nest that's nestled where the roses bloom. Just Molly and me, and the baby makes three. We're happy in my blue heaven. A fireplace, a cozy room, and a little nest that's nestled where the roses bloom. Just Molly and me, and the baby makes three. But happy in mind, but happy in mind, blue heaven.
There we go. Thank you so much to the Shiners Club Jazz Band out of Santa Fe. If you'll recall, their vocalist, Weston McDowell, performed solo for our Fall Fanfare series last year, which is available on the Fox West YouTube channel. Bunch of great performances on there. You're going to want to check that out. And subscribe to see the Fall Fanfare videos you may have missed. Coming up next, we're going to talk to an awesome person. Please welcome to the show, Mayor Phil Rico. Wow, I just want to start by saying, this is a thrill for me. So my dream has been to interview Phil Rico live on the internet for a number of months now, and bang, it is happening. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you for asking me.
Awesome, excellent. And now you were going to talk to us a little bit about the future of this amazing city, is that correct?
Yes, I will. As
Cool.
a matter of fact, one of the big questions, first of all, I want to say thank you to the band for being here. I want to thank Dana Crawford for bringing Urban Neighborhoods to bring this telethon to Trinidad. Thank you very, very, very much. It's important that things like this happen in Trinidad. One of the questions that I get all the time is, what is my vision for Trinidad? My vision for Trinidad is to develop Trinidad and help develop Trinidad into a destination point. And I'll show you how some of these things are actually happening right now. Actually, the biggest thing is that revitalization in a community cannot happen without a public-private partnerships. The city of Trinidad has invested a lot of money. We have received a lot of money from state and federal grants. We've also received a lot of money from private partnerships. So that's really, really important for the revitalization for a community. The big thing you've got to look at is potential. Potential to what? Potential to develop this community into a destination point. And when Dana came into Trinidad, in 2018, I believe, she saw the potential that Trinidad has. And it's really important that we as Trinidadians also recognize the potential that we have. That's one of the things that I think that's maybe has lacked in the past is the potential. But the current council that we have now is looking at the potential that we actually have here. It's tremendous. Potential is the only thing that we need to focus on. If we don't focus on potential, we're not going to go anywhere. When Dana came into Trinidad, she saw the Fox West as a building that she could not pass up. And that really kind of began looking at, because we have some 80 some odd buildings in Trinidad that are still intact. The facades are still intact to what they were when they first were built. Dana saw the potential there, not only with the Fox West, but also many of the other buildings that we have in Trinidad. So in order to do all this, we have to diversify. So how do we diversify? Diversification is very, very important to any community, and especially rural communities today. All rural communities struggle. But I know that we have the potential, like I said, to diversify our community. And one of the biggest things that we have, of course, is we have our Fishers Peak State Park, which it just opened this last year. It's 19,200 acres. It is the highest point east of I-25 all the way to the west coast at 9,866 feet. There is a lot of excitement throughout not only the city, the state, and the entire country. I was at a meeting about a year ago, and there was a gentleman from Seattle, and he asked me, what's this thing about Fishers Peak? So I explained to him the process, how all this has come about. So there's a lot of excitement about what's going on with Fishers Peak. We also have Trinidad Lake State Park. We're also looking at right now, we just partnered with the Greenway Foundation to revitalize the Purgatory River going through Trinidad. So if you look at it, we're going to have 3 items in the near future that's going to allow for this revitalization and a destination point. So we're going to have the state park. We're going to have the 2 state parks, Trinidad Lake, Fishers Peak, and we're going to also have the Purgatory River visioning, which is being done, like I said, by the Greenway Foundation. They've done tremendous work in Denver. We also have the Space Create project it's actually a $19 million project that started in 2017. So that in itself is bringing a lot of people into our community, and for the creative industry.
That's why I moved here, was
Right.
just the thought of it, thought of a city welcoming creatives. So.
We have a couple things before we wind this up, is that we just recently received $250,000 for the Fox West revitalization. I just got that letter this past week.
Holy moly, that's awesome.
The next thing that I wanted to say that I'm working on right now personally, and I'm working on, is broadband. We need to bring broadband into our community. And, I look at broadband as the cog in the wheel if we are going to bring the millennials into our community so that they will want to live here, looking for a better life for themselves and for their children that they have. So broadband is going to be a big issue for Trinidad and all rural communities in the near future. So if you look at all the things that I've talked about, it boils down to one thing: growth, diversification, and also creating the destination that my vision is for this community. I'm sure it's the vision of many other people in Trinidad.
That sounds so great. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your,
Sure.
your night here to be
Jay.
a part of this and to the future of Trinidad.
Thank you, Jay.
know?
Appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mr. Rico. That's what I'm talking about. That applause ain't for me. That applause is for Mayor Phil Rico. That's right. We are doing a watch party right now down at Trinidad Lounge over on Commercial Street. So if you're feeling like you want to keep watching this stream, but you want to watch it with a bunch of friends and maybe a cold PBR, I think the Trinidad Lounge might just be the spot for you. One thing you want to know is for every theater, for every ticket they sell to a show, they do donate $1 to the Fox West Theater Alliance, so that is a good opportunity for you to see some live music and also support the Fox West at that time. So head down there, enjoy some tunes and support. But for right now, let's drop in and see Kurt Wallach over at Trinidad Lounge in a live feed from the very belly of the beast, if I'm not mistaken. Now, am I still on right now? Are you still enjoying my face?
Oh, this is great,
You are?
guys.
Okay, the live audience still enjoying the band, or maybe less so. Are you still enjoying my face?
Oh, this is great.
Okay, the live audience still.
What are we doing now? Am I still on? Yay!
Trails to Trinidad 2022, 2021.
Oh, this is great.
It's the best.
Yeah, there's Jeff. Hey, Jeff. All right. Yeah. What a party.
What do you got going on?
We're doing this watch party. We're here. It's a little bit of lag, about 15 seconds. Oh, there he is. See you, buddy. It's a little bit of lag. Oh, yeah. People out there. Back to these guys! How long are we on? This is a long feed. Donate to the Fox. I'm getting a text.
Support the old Fox West.
Elizabeth says 1 more minute. I don't know what to do for a minute.
Oh,
gosh. I thought Phil Rico did a great job. He looked very handsome.
Great interview.
What a guy.
Leave it Trinidad. Get it done.
Go Broncos. Let's hear it for the Broncos. Hey, Broncos.
I tell you what, if I was not here, okay. And if I was not here right now, I would be there. But I'm here, and we're all having fun. We're all making this go. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Suzanne Magnuson. She's a co-president of the Fox West Theater Alliance and the mom at the Trinidad Lounge. So let's give her a real round of applause. Funky intro for you. That's what I'm talking about from the Trailhands. Thanks so much for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here. This is my first telethon. I don't know if you can tell. It seems like I'm a pro, but first timer.
You're natural.
So yes, I am currently serving as the co-president of the Fox West Theater Alliance with my husband, Kurt Wallach. We are the owners of the Trinidad Lounge that I think you just got a little tour of. And we bring live music 2 to 5 nights a week to our funky little bar. We actually moved here to open the lounge. We walked in, we fell in love. It's an absolute time capsule, and we couldn't walk away. So we had been living in Denver. We got back from Trinidad. We'd passed through several times, loved it, got back from that last trip and put our house on the market, and we lived here within 3 months. So Trinidad is just this incredible, beautiful, welcoming, artistic community that we thought we could have an impact on by bringing more live music, more touring musicians, as well as inviting and fostering the local music community and hoping that it grows and it thrives and flourishes. I think that live entertainment community is such a big part of the fabric of a town or a city, and this has already been an incredible place, and for us the dream was just to grow it. I believe that the Fox West is also a huge part of that, and getting it up and running and getting music in there, breathing life into that incredible space. And I'm so sorry that you haven't seen it in person if you have not, because it is just stunning inside. I mean, baby needs a lot of work, but she pretty.
Don't we all?
Right?
You know?
So if we can be here and be part of the growth of such a cool place, and especially the part of the operations of this amazing theater, I mean, it's really a gem. So hopefully you're falling in love with some items on these lists, on this auction, maybe bidding, maybe helping out, getting this big old bad boy open, and enjoying the telethon. I don't know.
Indeed, and that's what we're here doing. We're just all here sort of celebrating the city and the Fox West Theater and Fisher's Peak. So go to foxwesttheater.com and they can bid there on the items. Seriously, bid on this Bob Dylan jacket. No, it's not a Bob Dylan jacket, it was just Bob Dylan periphery jacket, but you're going to want it and you give it to me.
Bob Dylan probably touched that jacket.
Exactly, brushed against it at
I don't
least.
think it's a stretch to say that he at least put his hands on that jacket,
Could
and
have
you
been
could
in
own
the
it.
same stage as Roger McGuinn, Joan Baez, all
Right.
of these people.
It probably was.
I know
It
what they're
probably
saying. They're
was.
saying, move it along with the Bob Dylan stuff. But you don't know where my heart lies, America. But Suzanne, thank you so much for being here tonight and talking to us about
thanks.
it.
I wanted to also bring up that we have a golden ticket available up for auction for the Trinidad Lounge and for the High Dive in Denver, and that is 1 year ticket to any show that you could possibly dream of. I mean, there are just incredible musicians coming through here and coming through Denver, and you're going to save so much money in the long run if you just buy this golden ticket. You know, it's a steal. It's like we're giving it away. Right. But yes.
Finally, an opportunity to live all your Willy Wonka dreams. You can be Charlie, and the Trinidad Lounge can be your chocolate factory.
You can just tell people you have it. That's cool on its own. So I think that's an excellent item. It's really priceless. There are so many great things on there and ways to support artists and community while you're supporting this great cause here in Trinidad. If you've not made it down to visit Trinidad, you are missing out because it is rad. It's so pretty. The air is clean. The traffic is none. The arts are here and supported, and we're hoping that it just keeps growing in that direction.
Indeed, me too. So thank you so much for talking to us about that. I think we're all pro-Trinidad here.
Pro-Trinidad,
which is
absolutely.
always fun, right? I'm looking around. Yeah, everybody's nodding along. So I think
We're
we've
all
done
in.
it.
All right,
Excellent.
Well, thanks
thank
for
you
having
so much
me.
for being here. All right, you have a great rest of your night. Awesome. Suzanne Magnuson, y'all. All right, and so we're going to get into another video from that we had submitted here. This is Michelle Castillo and Justin Bank from Denver, Colorado. Ever heard of it? This performance was impromptu. It was shot in front of the Fox West Theater as opposed to inside of it because a little hiccup with the power because of some of the renovations. So enjoy this unique look at Justin Bank and Michelle Castillo. Let's roll that bean footage.
Hello, my name is Justin Bank, and this is Michelle Castillo. We are both singer-songwriters from Denver, Colorado, and just wanted to say thank you very much. We are very pleased to be here supporting the Fox Theater in Trinidad, Colorado. Going to do a couple numbers. The first will be a song that Michelle wrote.
today. Headed south to the native land. Gonna find that old Mystique again, crossing over Rio Grande. Oh, yeah, mi amor, deseando para ti. Ahí se mi corazón, ole, ole, ole. Oye, mi amor, deseando para ti. País de mi corazón, ole, ole, ole. Caught the railway out of town today. Headed south to the native land. Gonna find that old Mystique again, crossing over Rio Grande. Oh, yeah, mi amor, deseando para ti. País de mi corazón, ole, 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 ole.
And we are back. Thank you so much for tuning into this tonight. We are now here sitting with Dana Crawford, legendary architectural conservation developer. I read the words they give me, Dana, you know, and so I'm putting you in the legend
I'm just
status.
a person.
Just one human being?
Well,
I understand.
sometimes I think I'm several.
Sometimes
but
you
I
act
think
like you're
you have
several.
to go to the hospital for that, don't you?
At certain
Yeah.
times in the history of this country, they have sent you to the hospital for things like that. And we're just so glad to have you here. So thank you for everything you've done in Trinidad and Denver, although that doesn't affect my daily life as much as what you're working on here. Would you care to speak on that just a little bit?
Well, it'd probably be kind of disappointing if I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, well, we can just sit here. I'm perfectly willing to sit here in silence and stare into this camera with you.
Actually, I'm in Trinidad again, and I love Trinidad. That's just all there is to it. And a lot of my friends are kind of sick of hearing about it. And you know, we came up with this idea of Trails to Trinidad because honestly, it's becoming a great hub in southeastern Colorado. And another thing that we're celebrating is 200 years of the Santa Fe Trail.
Oh my gosh.
You may wear it.
Thank you so much. I'll put this on now.
All right. And so, how do you think he looks? Oh, disgusting.
I've been told worse. I'll take it.
So, any rate, the Santa Fe Trail, you know, I guess today, when you think of 200 years ago, but it was actually kind of the first transcontinental highway. And you know, it was started in, obviously, if it's 20 years old, what would that year have been?
1821.
Oh, fine.
You put me on the spot with the math questions. If a train leaves Chicago on the Santa Fe Trail.
Don't you?
Okay, yes, ma'am. Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
So, any rate, but 200 years, and it left Independence, Missouri, and it got in many, many days later, and lots of trials and tribulations, to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And that went along for quite a long time until the trains came in to Santa Fe in, I believe, 1880. But it's a big deal. It's a huge celebration, and we're marking that as a part of this time when we are here in Trinidad and raising funds for the Fisher's Peak and the great Fox Theater next door, Fox West Theater. And West doesn't have anything to do with the directions. It has to do with the man who started it. Well, actually, there was an opera house here before that opened in 1882. And then they closed that because it really wasn't big enough to hold the crowds. Because in the early days of Trinidad, the population got to be 30,000 people.
I've heard that number, and it still sort of rattles my brain around my
Oh, no,
head when I
no,
learn
don't
about
rattle your
that.
brain because, it's fairly good as it is.
The audience has come to expect a fair amount of brain rattling from
Well,
me.
but I mean, you must have been rattling a lot to get it down to 10,000.
Well, I like to rattle it up or rattle it down, just rattle it sort of whichever way we're going.
At any rate, so it's about 10,000, and as the mayor said, we're working very hard to make it really ready for the future, and the future involves lots of artists and creativity and innovation and music, lots of music. So I'm here with four people from Denver, and we've been working very hard on this, and I want to be able to thank them.
Yeah.
And so that would be Blair and Stephanie and Mallory. Mallory, it has a lot of L's in that name.
There's a lot of L's in the series of names already.
Right. And then there's one, her name is Sarah.
Okay.
Thank you all very much.
Yeah, let's
Bye.
hear it for them. Yeah, I'm just so excited for sort of the future of this town, and I know you are too. I think that's the main thing that's connecting me and you is the future of Trinidad right now, and that's such an exciting.
I can think of nothing else.
Indeed, but we'll brainstorm on it. We'll find one other connection between me and you.
All right, but then, if I catch you leaving town again and going fishing or something like that.
Listen, there's a lot of beautiful country out there. It doesn't compare to Trinidad, and I just like to go on excursions to make sure Trinidad's still the best spot. Torrey, Utah's got nothing on Trinidad. That's what I learned from my most recent trip. But
Don't you think it's great? We just got $250,000.
I can't even believe
from the
it.
Department of Local Affairs.
That's
and
DOLA?
It has to do. Clever.
Well, I like to be with the people. I like my acronyms. I always have.
But at any rate, it has to do with Main Street programs, and wow, we can always use $250,000.
And what a great place to put it back. So let's hear it for that. All right, and now thank you so much for talking to us, but I think that we are going to go to another one of our videos. So this is from our local artist named Jackie Gibson. She participated in the Fall Fanfare, and she is absolutely a stellar guitarist. So let's take a look at that video.
She's local.
Yeah, my favorite part.
Hi, I'm Jackie Gibson, and the Fox Theater is very dear to me. I remember as a little girl going to the Fox and watching movies. I can remember my grandparents telling me stories of famous people who came through and performed on that stage. Last winter, I had the opportunity to record a video at the Fox. There was no audience and the house was quiet, other than the two folks that recorded me. Being on that stage and playing, hearing my music in that room was the most exciting and thrilling playing experience I think I've ever had. So please, in any way you can, support the restoration of this historic building and a piece of Trinidad history. And hopefully soon we can all gather again and enjoy live entertainment at the Fox Theater. Thank you.
There is so much untapped potential of what's on the paint bridge. So there are numerous drops, at least 2 on the rail, several actually that's on the bottom. I could pick out painted detail, so there's a lot of discoveries to be made. They all look extremely old, original to the venue, such as this one. This type of painting, however, this is a painted legacy that is rapidly disappearing. It's irreplaceable scenic art. It's very different than contemporary stage backings. It's a different paint, it's a different application method, how they were created, the artisans that created them. Almost every theater managed to have a paint bridge that went across. And the entire idea of a paint bridge is that artists would be able to be up and out of the way. The canvases or wings, which are framed flats, could easily go up and down. So an artist didn't crawl up and down to actually paint the scene. The scene was raised and lowered through a series of windlasses or pulleys or whatever system to raise and lower the scenery. So you'd have a series of scenic artists up on the paint rail. There could be a rehearsal or a performance going on below. They were limited from a building standpoint of you couldn't really assemble a flat or do construction during a performance because you could hear that, but you could certainly paint, and that didn't allow any problems or issues unless, let's say, maybe a fight broke out and paint spills to the floor, or someone does a quick crossing from stage right to stage left and kicks over a bucket of paint. I mean, there are all of these humorous stories about how people really got showered with dry pigment and color mid-performance. So it is an amazing legacy to have that paint bridge. They are taken out so many times erroneously without really thinking of the heritage of who crossed that stage, and that they're still functional. You could have a painting studio here. You could paint scenery here. You could provide an experience that you can barely find anywhere with being able to recreate scenery for the stage. It's an amazing artifact to still have in that stage. There are those moments when you can literally weep, and because so many have been taken down for whatever reason is being given to justify the removal, it is incredibly important to the history to understand that generations of American audience, generations of worldwide audiences, that's where the artistic paintings were produced. That's the gallery that both displays, and it's the studio where the manufacture of the painting occurs. So it's all encompassed in one space. It began here and it ended here. The individuals who painted these backdrops began when they were 16 years old, were apprenticed, lived through this entire system, painted 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week for decades of their career. Their expertise is unmatched with any scenic artist that we have right now. You know, it's very controversial because we talk about who was painting scenery. Were they a bunch of white guys? Were they women? Were they people of color? Who was creating the scenes? There's a legacy that's written down that would suggest there were numerous men painting scenery. And yet by 1898, Great Wisher out of the Pacific Northwest started painting scenery. And various records show her in her dress and smock over it, painting scenery on a paint bridge. So it's the idea, the excitement for me, because I have never crossed a paint bridge before. I've never really been able to experience that. And to be up there, to have the challenge of, because, you know, there weren't elevators, there weren't steps or anything, to climb up the ladder in full Victorian dress, to paint and mix your paint, because this is an arduous process. It's not crack open a can of paint and scoop a little out, thin it to your consistency and apply it. This is grind up the color, turn it into a paste. It has to be just so. Heat up your glue granules, make it into a honey syrup, dilute it just so that it's that perfect consistency, which is still the same test of you dip your fingers in and when you hear that perfect snap, it's ready to go. There are all of these things that come bubbling up, and we, as a theater industry, we forget sometimes those who come before us. We celebrate the legacies of a few, but it's all of their predecessors who helped build those legacies, and those are the unforgotten people, the ones who don't make history books, the ones who aren't remembered. So the stage at Trinidad right now is preserving that history. Yes, there's dirt and there's a lot of stuff that has to be dealt with, but it is a time capsule and it is something worth saving. And it is a resource for not only your average citizen, but for academicians and historians and artists and you name it. This goes beyond entertaining future audiences. It's a historical resource.
And just like that, we are back. That's the fastest 6 minutes you've ever spent learning about historic backdrops in your whole life. Coming up next, we've got a video from architect Gregory Friesen out of Colorado Springs. He and his crew are the team that's sort of planning the theater's recovery, including like a 4-story tower on the side of the building. It's going to be the coolest thing in the future. We're going to take a look at that video right now. And the full tour is on the Fall Fanfare, available on YouTube. But this is just a short segment for one of those. So let's check out that video right now if we can.
So here I am, ready for the big show. I've arrived. I'm excited. I'm seated halfway in the middle of the main house, about 36 feet from the center of the stage. And above me is this grand volume. It's 164,000 cubic feet of space. The proscenium arch, almost acting like a megaphone, concentrating and broadcasting the sound. I'm right below the balcony edge, so I feel comfortable, but I'm also beneath this magnificent volume. Seated with him, the bankers, shopkeepers, ranchers, railroaders, all the prominent people that have come here and purchased the most expensive seats in the house, the closest to the stage, and I can almost feel a personal connection to the performers. Okay, it's been a great week. As a bank teller, a shop clerk, a ranch boss, I'm here on the first balcony, about halfway up, still 36 feet away from the stage, like the bankers, like the ranch owners and the railroaders beneath me. But it's a different experience. I'm more of an observer and less of a participant. Interestingly, from an acoustic point of view, my seat is better than the seat of someone below me on the main house. I get a closer view of the ornamentation in the theater on the proscenium arch, and I'm just at the edge of the second balcony above me. And like everyone above and below, I'm excited for the show that's about to unfold. So this has been a hard week, but I'm happy to be here on the upper balcony. The seats aren't as comfortable. I don't have my own armrest. I feel cramped. People are smashing me in on these bench seats. As many as possible can get up here. I can't see the main seats in the main house, and importantly, they can't see me either. That's part of the purpose of the second balcony. And I'm here, seated with whom? Miners, housekeepers, ranch hands, people building the railroads, driving the cattle. With people that really couldn't be seated on the main floor. Asian Americans, Chinese, here building the railroad. Hispanic Americans, Irishmen, mining the coal. People lucky enough to run cattle, build the fences, split the rails. African Americans, serving meals on the railroad, cooking, cleaning. But we're all happy to be here. And we're happy to have one night where we can escape it all.
And we are back. Thank you so much, Gregory. And I wanted to give a quick shout out. We are here right now live in Upswing Gallery. So it's a great place. If you're looking for some sort of fashionable statement to make, I think here might be the start to that sentence. And what I'd like to do now is bring out Rachel, our auction sommelier. That's correct. I called you, Rachel. Please tell these wonderful viewers about some of the great products that they can bid on right now.
Well, we still have the Star Wars chess set available for you Star Wars fans. Not a big thing for me. I will tell you that, but they're great for people
I like your honesty.
Listen,
I don't like Star Wars, but you can
I'm
bid
not,
on it.
I'm not a boy like you, but I will tell you the
Not
things
like me.
I'm super interested in. A log cabin stay in this. It's a log cabin mansion, to be perfectly honest. It's gorgeous, and the price is way lower than it should be. So start bidding. Romantic vacay next to a river. I'm gonna find the leather jacket still available. Bid at your leisure. I still want it. There's the high dive golden ticket. So like Trinidad Lounge, same thing. A year's pass to live music, live events. You don't have to wait in line. You're like the golden ticket gal or guy. Pueblo tour. New town I just discovered. Love Pueblo. We just were there for a festival the other day. Didn't know it was so GD cool.
It really is. They got a great river walk down there.
Yeah. I mean, that town is like, first of all, Trinidad has my heart, but Pueblo is pretty dang cool too.
I agree.
Yeah. So there's a tour for that. There's a bronze leopard. Who doesn't need a bronze in their home?
Full stop.
Who doesn't want to look rich, right?
Bronze leopard. And then it ends. Just end the stream.
Might as well be Versace.
We peaked
Come
out.
on. Yeah, we
Indeed.
peaked. All right. Trinidad hotel stay, La Quinta Inn, amazing. And then the new Hilton Garden Inn is going to be built.
Any day now, as I understand it. And where do they go to place those bids?
At 32auctions.com/Fox West Theater. Theater is spelled Theartre.
Classic.
Betray,
Yes.
if you will.
Awesome. And if they don't want to bid on anything, just donate. We're just raising money for the Fox West Theater, and you can be a part of that. Thank you so much for filling us in on those things. I think we're going to go and we're going to watch another video. Now, this is Jay and Gina Cimino, and they sent this video in, and they discuss Trinidad's history and the legacy of Sister Blandina.
I'm Jay Cimino, CEO and president of Phil Long Leaderships. The community was a great supporter of all of us, not only our school, but Trinidad High School and the college. And, it was just a wonderful place to live. And we really inherited that from the people that came before us. And the people that came before us, for example, Sister Blandina, when she got here in 1872, it was a Wild West Wild West. There was no education, there was no health care, there was none of that stuff.
I'm Gina Cimino. I'm president of Mount Carmel Wellness and Community Center in Trinidad and Mount Carmel Veterans Service Center in Colorado Springs. When Sister Blandina came to Trinidad, Colorado was not even a state. It was the wild, wild West. And when she came, her core values were very simple. Her values were to help people, no matter who they were. The 5 or 6 years that Sister Blandina was in Colorado, she made a huge mark on building our state and the town of Trinidad. She had no trouble going and walking into a room or an area where there were armed men, and she's the only woman. And I have to smile when I think of her, because here's this little lady, 22 years old when she came to Trinidad from Cincinnati, and all of 5'2", right? 100 pounds and 5'2", and this little lady's in there, warding off the bad guys.
Mount Carmel Church was in operation when I was born, and I was baptized there, served Mass there. Our life then was about church, family, school, sports. To tell you about Mount Carmel, I have to tell you what we did a few years before that. I founded the Trinidad Community Foundation. In the meantime, I bought my parents' old home, and on one weekend that we were down there, Emily and I were there, we drove by Mount Carmel and found that at one time it had 2 buildings, but the other building, which was a music hall at one time, had completely caved in. I knew there was a great opportunity to buy it. Didn't know why, but I knew it was a great opportunity to buy it, and we did.
We did this because we wanted to help people. We knew health care was very needed in Trinidad. We wanted to help save lives. Historic redevelopment wasn't our thing, even though we had a passion for the town.
We brought it to the level that we could do with our expertise, and then sought out a higher level of healthcare. And that's when we found Salud and brought Salud in as partners. And now today, from the healthcare standpoint, Salud runs all of that and has become what I consider to be what we wanted it to be, was one of the essential things that could keep Trinidad and help Trinidad thrive.
Our wellness programming over the last 10 years has grown exponentially. We serve kids, we serve elderly, and everybody in between. When we started our work in Trinidad, opening Mount Carmel Health, Wellness, and Community Center over 10 years ago, we did that because there was a huge need in the community. We were second to last, dead last, when it came to health outcomes in the state. And so we knew that our focus had to be on health and wellness.
Sister Blandina is the spirit but that drives us, in that when she came to Colorado in 1872, that's what she dwelt on, was health care and wellness and education and fairness for people, and et cetera. Because without that, you don't have a community.
Our mission is to partner with our other health partners, the hospital, Mount San Rafael, and of course Salud, in taking Trinidad from the bottom half of the state in health outcomes to the top half.
We were introduced to Dana Crawford 6 years ago, Gina and I, to help Trinidad.
We are very blessed to have her passion in what she's done all over this state.
Dana Crawford has served Colorado fantastic. She's served Denver, and we are so lucky to have her to help Trinidad. And any investment that one might make on her behalf would be an investment in the future for the city of Trinidad and the county of Los Animas.
I am talking about. You don't get this from any streams from any other small towns in southeastern Colorado. Now I want to thank Jay and Gina Chimino, and I would like to introduce the next video quickly because I'm out of breath. It is Hillary Marie from Amarillo, Texas. Let's do it!
Thank you guys so much for having me here. My name is Hillary Marie. I've been coming to Trinidad for about 5 years and just really enjoying watching the growth of this beautiful storybook city. The first time I came here, I was like, this is going to be a great hub for arts and music. And here I am 5 years later on the stage of the Fox West Theater, a historic theater on Main Street. I mean, it just sounds and looks amazing in here. I don't get the opportunity to play at venues like this very often, so this is definitely a treasured moment for me here. This first song I'm going to play for you is called Harvest Moon by Neil Young. Just like children sleeping, we could dream the night away. There's a full moon rising, let's go dance into the light. Cause I'm still in love with you. Wanna see you dance again. I'm still in love with you. On this harvest moon. Thank you guys so much for having me here. My name is Hillary Marie. I've been coming to Trinidad for about 5 years and just really enjoying watching the growth of this beautiful storybook city. The first time I came here, I was like, this is going to be a great hub for arts and music. And here I am 5 years later on the stage of the Fox West Theater, a historic theater on Main Street. I mean, it just sounds and looks.
And we are back. Thank you so much to Hillary Marie for that performance. Long way to come from Amarillo, Texas. Costs a lot to email the file that far, so I want to thank her for doing that. Next, we are going to have a performance from Polka Dottie. Now, this is a performer from Denver, and you know, I don't want to put too much emphasis on this, but this is a burlesque dancer. So we are in for a real treat, live from the stage of the Fox West Theater. Not live, pre-recorded, and we're gonna go to that video right now.
Hi there, I'm Polka Dottie, and I'm a burlesque performer from Denver, Colorado. Burlesque actually got started with vaudeville and would tour along with to theaters such as this for the vaudeville circuit, so they are related. And I'm extremely excited to be performing on this stage, knowing that many, many amazing performers have been on this stage. And I'm also very excited to know that someday, perhaps we can get the next generation of burlesque and vaudeville and music and theater back here on this stage. I am a huge fan of independent theater, and I think we should all do what we can to keep them alive.
Thank you so much to Polka Dottie. I think that was an experience that we've all had together on this stream. Now it's time for a little bit more rock and roll, and this is live right here at Upswing Gallery. Please welcome one more time the Trail Hands.
Nobody don't want no nobody but you. Nobody, nobody but you. Nobody make me feel this blue. Night train rolling on through the night. Night train rolling on through the night. Man, I could hear the whistle blowing, could not see the light. Done stole my baby's love. Somebody done stole my baby's love. Gotta get a fortune teller, see who she thinking of. Somebody got my baby acting strange. Somebody got my baby acting strange. Don't know why, pretty darling, you done made this dangerous change.
Well, that was awesome. Let's have a round of applause for the Trail Hands. Performing live tonight as part of the Trails for Trinidad telethon right here at Upswing Gallery next door to the Fox West Theater. We're going to go ahead and go to another video now. This one is from Jim Peterson, and he works with the Trust for Public Land. So let's check out what Jim has to say.
Hi, I'm Jim Peterson. I'm the Colorado and Southwest Director for the Trust for Public Land. The Trust for Public Land is a national conservation and parks organization that has been working in Colorado for going on 40 years. Our mission is to create parks and protect land for people to ensure healthy, livable communities for generations to come. And I often like to say that the two most important words in that mission statement are for people. Everything that we do is about connecting people to the outdoors, either close to home or further afield. And we are so proud to have been one of the core partners in bringing Fisher's Peak State Park to life. Together with the Nature Conservancy, Great Outdoors Colorado, the city of Trinidad, Los Animas County, and Colorado Parks and Wildlife, we all brought the best of ourselves to this project, creating an amazing outdoor space that will endure for generations to come. And my gosh, what a great and truly amazing space it is. 19,200 acres, which is about 30 square miles of wildlife habitat and just amazing canyons and mountains and mesas and grasslands. And what is so amazing about this place is the opportunity that it presents to have a world-class destination for hiking, mountain biking, climbing, horseback riding, picnicking, all sorts of different outdoor amenities, all within shouting distance of downtown Trinidad. And what's more, The park includes the iconic Fisher's Peak, which is on the logo of the city of Trinidad. It is a place that Trinidad residents have looked at for generations, but not had easy access to get to explore what's in their own backyard. And today, through Fisher's Peak State Park, they soon will have that opportunity. Right now, the partners are all collaborating to create a truly inclusive and comprehensive master plan for how to develop the state park so that it really becomes a world-class destination and place to visit. And we're also thinking very carefully about how Fisher's Peak can support the city of Trinidad in its goals for how it wants to build its economy, how it wants to attract and retain residents, and how it wants to grow into the future. And what an amazing opportunity to embed outdoor recreation as part of the town's future. So together, we are now thinking about the next step here through the master planning process and how we build the infrastructure within the state park to make it a world-class destination. And that's why today, you giving generously to this effort is so important, to really help and allow us to fulfill the vision and the potential of this amazing piece of property. So again, please join us in this effort, and we're grateful to be part of this amazing project. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that video. The Cougar Nation is, of course, waking up, and we are going to check in with Rachel one more time and see what is happening with our auctions.
All right, I'm going to start with the one thing I really want right now.
If it's the Bob Dylan jacket.
It's not that.
Fair
It's
enough.
a sunset walking tour with Blair and her mini donkeys.
Mini is in a great plethora, or mini is in miniature?
It encompasses all of it.
That sounds great. It's a large
up to
number
your
of small
imagination.
donkeys.
But listen, there's also a ghost tour in Denver with a famous historian, Tom Noel.
Okay, yeah, I like
And then
ghosts. I
there's,
like Toms.
don't you want to hike Fisher's Peak? You said you did that. It was
was-
you had a rough go, but guess what?
Maybe if someone led
You
me.
could do it with Tony Boone. Who knows what he's doing?
That's what was lacking. I was out there with just nothing that was going to get me to the top of that mountain. I'll tell you that
Exactly.
much right now.
So we're talking ghost tours. We're talking donkey walks. We're talking hikes. And now massages. After all that, bid on massages and then tarot card readings to figure out if you should have gone on a hike.
That
maybe
sounds
they were
great.
like, it wasn't the time for you.
I say bid on all of those items. Walk with donkeys. Walk to the top of Fisher's Peak.
Live.
Get rubbed down. Get your future predicted. And then just let the joy of Trinidad, Colorado
Yes.
wash over you. And that takes us right into this beautiful next video we're going to watch. Seems like perhaps Trinidad has a population of 0 in it, but it was just shot so early in the morning. We are a bustling community. Let's take a look at Bart Garton's tour of Trinidad.
won't answer. For the last 2 weeks, no one's been home.
Wanna do some living before you die? Do it down in Trinidad.
And when they said they were going to have an open house or an open tour, my wife and I said, well, we got to make sure that we can make it. So we drove down from Denver this morning.
Okay.
And we had to get up kind of early because the tours ended at 1 o'clock. But it
Indeed.
was totally worth our time to be able to walk through the temple.
Yeah, that's so great. And Trinidad's so awesome about that. We have so many really cool older buildings.
Yes.
And I imagine the list of cool buildings you haven't been inside is pretty short. So you had to get that one knocked out when you could.
That exactly, because I'm not getting any younger. Right?
Yeah, who is? And if you find them, let me know, because we'll go ahead and
Yeah.
have a big, long talk about the causes of that. Well, Dean, thank you so much for being here today. Was there anything else you wanted to say to the world who are watching right now?
No, but keep your ties to Trinidad alive, and yeah, the Fox West Theater Group, tremendous organization, because I remember going to the Fox Theater as a kid for 35 cents.
Oh my gosh!
For the movies.
Seeing movies there.
Oh yeah,
My goodness.
We saw a lot of cool movies there, but we need to keep our ties to Trinidad tight.
I agree, and especially such an amazing building like the Fox West. I would love to see it back in action again. Love to see people
Absolutely.
in those seats
Absolutely.
enjoying themselves. And that's why we're all here. And I'm so glad you were here to be a part of that as well. So thank you so much for your time tonight. Thanks for being here, Dean.
Been great to be able to take part in this.
For us as well. This is such a fun event and such an exciting amount of time. Let's hear it for Dean, y'all. I'm sorry? And now we are going to go to another film performance from a group called The Ordinary Two out of Denver, Colorado. Let's take a look at that footage right now, if we can.
All right. Hi, we're The Ordinary Two.
I'm Tanya.
I'm Jim.
Hello.
And we're from Denver, Colorado, but we're really happy to be here in Trinidad
In this
supporting.
beautiful theater.
Yes. Yes, supporting the Fox West Theater renovation project. We're going to play a few original tunes for you, acoustically. But first I did want to say it's really important to support the Fox, because you can go into a place like this and instead of just, seeing some music or being entertained, you can have like a spiritual experience, because it's really a temple to the arts. And so it really needs to be supported.
Agreed.
Yes. All right, we're going to play our pandemic song, which hopefully will stop playing soon.
Oh, we'll keep playing it. We'll just change the lyrics.
Or that.
So.
All right, this is When the World Stops Happening.
We're all dreaming about what we'll do when we get back out there and the world stops ending. I don't know what's more wrong, our nerves or our hands. We'll cling until the world stops ending. All of the things we took for granted, it seems, will be positively critical and worth our esteem when the world stops ending. We're all together now, even as we're apart. Let's keep on trying till the world stops ending. I can't wait to see your face and feel your embrace when the world stops ending. All of the things we took for granted, it seems, will be positively critical and worth our esteem when the world stops ending. All of the things we took for granted, it seems, will be positively critical and worth our esteem when the world stops ending.
that's maybe new to you, though.
Mm-hmm. Probably new to most people. This is called Molly and Joe. Molly and Joe took a nonchalant stroll at sunset on a road winding east. Though Joe's hands were tied, the thought was inviting to push Molly into the streets. Thrown by the arms of broad Molly are the switches to Joseph himself. Tell me what good is a father scared of the ghost of a person as well. Intermittent exploding flashes, exposing faces and smoke. A breath in this hole for these holy Moses, a lifetime in heaven with no jokes. What comes to the mind is sad Joseph's wife is always a surprise. Just when she smiles on the future with a glance she can round its demise. Just like today, another grave mispromise that you'll be here tomorrow in the same way. Just like today, another grave mispromise that you'll be here tomorrow in a changed way. We're in a room full of souls who are so bored they're giving themselves big black bruises on their arms. Still, he's reluctant to speak, though he has tales that would chill your liver and warm your heart. Just like today, another grave mispromise that you'll be here tomorrow in the same way. Just like today, another grave mispromise that you'll be here tomorrow in a changed way. Just like today, another grave mispromise that you'll be here tomorrow in the same way. Just like today, another grave mispromise that you'll be here tomorrow in a changed way.
Go ahead and get to the next one right now. Now, this is going to be Andy Hackbarth Band out of Denver, Colorado, recorded as recently as last Thursday. This is almost a live look into that band. Let's go to that footage right now. Yes, I'm back. Thank you so much for holding. And once again, thank you for your donation.
Hey everybody, my name is Andy Hackbarth. I am a musician, singer-songwriter, and the new owner of the historic Sawatch Hotel, which I am renovating much like the Fox West Theater, just probably not as nice and not as fast. This is my band, Mike, Andrew, Jean-Luc, and Derek, and we decided, I came up just this evening try out a new song on these guys. We put together this arrangement. We're really excited to share this song with you. It's called All of These Things. I'm really excited for all the music and art and amazing stuff that's happening in Trinidad. You guys are on the right track. Keep it up. Hope everybody will come down to visit us at the Sawatch Hotel. You can visit sawatchhotel.com to see what we're doing there. But it's all about art and music and good vibes. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Go Fox West Theater. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Fly you in my spaceship to the moon. Think of all the trouble there that we could get into. Then I'll show you a rainbow on a mountain in Peru. People lining up for miles, don't they know that I painted it for you? Darling, when you fade, all on my fingers through your black hair to quiet all your demons, so you can slowly drift away somewhere. But with all of these things, all of these things, all of these things, or anything, would they ever bring you back to me? All of these things, could anything ever change? How you look at me. All of these things, all of these things, all of these things, will they bring you back to me? All of these things. Like you always dream, avoiding conversation with everybody. I hope your days are easy, like an afternoon walk. But if something is still missing, click your heels to go and I can never walk. When the world is burning, listen to the sound of all of these things, all of these things, all of these things, or anything, would they ever bring you back to me? All of these things, could anything ever change how you look at me? All of these things, all of these things, all of these things, would they bring you back to me? All of these things, all of these things, all of these things, or anything, would they ever bring you back to me? All of these things, anything ever change how you look at me? All of these things, all of these things, all of these things, would they bring you back to me?
All right, and we are back here live at Upswing Gallery in Trinidad, Colorado. And thanks so much to Andy Hackbarth for that video. Next, I'm super excited. We're going to spend a little time. I'd like to introduce right now Rodney Wood, the creator of Artocade. Boom. Another phenomenal ending from the Trailhands. Thanks so much for being here.
CJ.
And we are going to want to talk into this mic so that America and the world can hear you. I am glad we talked because I was going to wear my eyeball jacket today. And it would have been embarrassing for us both.
A little subtle.
Exactly, which is what we're all about. So thank you so much for being here. Let's slide over just a little bit so they could see you and hear you because they love it. And you were here to talk to us a little bit about the artistic side of Trinidad.
Yeah, that's moved here about 10 years ago, and that's one of the things why. Came here, low overhead, great building, workspace, art people happening. So here we came. And a year later, I was in charge of an art car festival.
Okay.
The tourism board hired me to create what they called a signature event through the arts.
Interesting.
And so Patrick said, well, if we ask Rodney, we're not going to get an arts and crafts home tour jazz festival. We're going to come up with something different. So I pitched an art car parade to them.
Okay. Had you been involved in art cars prior to that? Okay, you just pulled it out of the air. You said, I know a weird thing to do in Trinidad.
Well, I went to the one in Houston in 2010.
Okay.
It was great. It was huge. It was amazing to see. And I thought, wow, let's try that. Let's aim ridiculously high.
And that was sort of what brought the art cars here? Because I know the art car community now considers Trinidad one of its homes.
Yeah.
And that's sort of from that, sort of part of what happened with that?
It really, honestly, exploded. Houston's been doing art car parades for 38 years. Seattle and San Francisco, like 27 years apiece. Houston gets like 250 art cars and 300,000 spectators at an art event. Imagine that.
Oh my gosh.
And amazingly enough, Trinidad is number 2. Houston, Trinidad, then Seattle, San Francisco, Minneapolis. It just blew up.
That is some fine city company to have there.
And it's part because we are people. It's not a tough sell to get Texans with art cars to come to Colorado.
Oh, I believe that. You're like, how about you put a little altitude behind that car?
They love it. So we're newest on the block, but we're really big and it's exploded. And then a few years back, I reached in my pocket and I got keys to 14 art cars and said, maybe we should open a museum.
Okay.
So we opened Art Cartopia.
Well, yeah, which is awesome. That's one of the places when anybody comes to Trinidad, that's one of the Trinidad tours.
Well, that's where you go out to and visit the Lunatic Fringe. That's us.
Yeah, I like to consider myself an honorary member of the Lunatic Fringe of Trinidad, Colorado.
We do.
Obviously, I got many years to go, but if you believe in me.
We should all make a funny face.
Yeah, exactly. I can't help it.
So we're a nonprofit. It's the museum is crazy. We had over 1,700 visitors in the month of July this year.
Oh, wow.
So it's really going well. Crazy amounts of publicity. When I have that fun moment where I get to fill out a grant, one of my favorite lines, and I've actually gotten comments back from grant givers saying, oh, classic, winner. We have art cars made by kids, quilters, Christians, cops, and convicts.
That pretty much covers the spectrum there.
Covers the ground.
Yeah, if you don't fall in one of those categories, what are you even doing with your life, right?
So we had cars made in prison. Amazing. Trinidad State Corrections Facility. One of the guys who's worked on 4 of those cars came walking through the door a couple of weeks ago. He's gotten out. I had no idea this was happening. He shows up, left-hand bull. He'd be proud that I say his name out loud.
Okay.
Circle. He drove the car Albert Canstein in this year's parade.
Oh, really? That's the coolest thing. That does deserve a round of applause.
And community building through the arts, that's covering some ground.
Yeah.
So the next step, Left Hand Bull was at the parade this year. He came out to when we had the cars at night down at Phil Long Toyota, and he's there. He says, can I, I'm talking and we're giving awards and whether, and Left Hand Bull, he says, I have a thank you gift I'd like to give everyone. Left Hand Bull stood up on the pedestal and sang the Lakota song of gratitude to the crowd.
That's amazing.
Not a dry eye. It was so awesome. So art matters. Art is something that's really important. And I love that in Trinidad we're able to contribute and bridge all these bridges and have people get together and have a great time, and yet it comes from the heart.
And I think that's one of the most amazing things about this city is I feel like they look at me and they're like, Jay, we don't understand what you're doing, but we are glad you're here and glad you're creating here. And that sort of openness from a city, I think, is one of the most amazing things about Trinidad.
Yeah, I'm kind of the French underground Switzerland, and the town fool all rolled into one.
Which is what every town needs, I think. It's somebody in a wild
Really?
jacket creating. So thank you so much for being a part of this tonight and
Thanks
a part
for
of the
inviting
city in general. So thank you so much. Let's have a round for Rodney if we could. All right, and now we are going to go to another video lineup block. This one has Polka Dottie, the Shiners Club Jazz Band, as well as Michelle Castillo and Justin Bank. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes from Upswing Gallery.
the busy brook flow. And the moon will shine. It's more than ever designing for. 'Tis everything I am pining, pining to be sweetly reclined somewhere in the Roseland sky. Is more than ever designing for. 'Tis everything I am pining, pining to be sweetly reclined somewhere in Roseland beside a beautiful road.
Really glad to be able to support this event. You know, obviously there are a lot of towns around the country that have beautiful theaters and bijou theaters, old movie theaters that are, you know, a part of Americana, a part of American history, and definitely we want to support trying to keep these places open. So, you know, for everybody that's watching and everybody that's contributing to this fundraiser, thank you very, very much. There's a whole lot of anger in this world. There's a whole lot of anger in this world. There's a whole lot of anger, and anger leads to danger. There's a whole lot of anger in this world. But there's a whole lot of love that's out there too. A whole lot of love that's out there too. A whole lot of love that's shining from above. There's a whole lot of love that's out there too. So please won't you be friends with me? Please won't you be friends with me? If you were friends with me, so happy we could be. Please won't you be friends with me? Please won't you be friends with me? Please won't you be friends with me? Here's our pandemic song. We didn't write it, but we love covering it. Well, I will hide, and you will hide, and we will hide together here underneath the bunker in a row. And I have water, I have rum, wait for dawn, and the dawn shall come underneath the bunker in a row.
Colorado, America's coolest city, is voted by me. I know what you're thinking. That last block sure was a lot of entertainment, and you'd be right. I hope you enjoyed it and are enjoying this whole night, this whole Trails for Trinidad telethon. We're going to do this every year. Next year is going to be 50 hours. But for now, we're going to go to another video. Let's take a look straight from Walsenburg, a video by Wilson and McKee.
Hi, I'm Wilson. And I'm McKee. And we live near Walsenburg, but we consider Trinidad our hometown as well.
We certainly do.
We've been traveling for 30 years plus, touring, performing, teaching, all the things in so many venues, you can't even imagine the stories we have. Venues for us have been everything from flatbed trailers in a rodeo arena to a Quonset hut to huge, beautiful stages. We have played them all. But what we love most is the communities where they support live performance, yes, and they support their historic buildings, and they support their artisans, and Trinidad wins the prize.
So ladies and gentlemen, support your Fox West Theater. Do everything you can to help them go. You will be amazed how beautiful this place is, and you will love going to events there.
As we all know, for the last year and a half, many of us musicians have been restricted to playing online only and doing recordings like this in order to play for the public. And while we appreciate the opportunity to play, there is nothing like live performance. So as soon as this pandemic gets under control and everyone can come back to being human again and being together in spaces to appreciate each other and live performance, let's get this done and have live performance again.
So enjoy our little concert filmed in our music room. A tiny venue, but well used by us. Thank you again.
Thanks to Chris.
Your dungeons dark and strong, farewell, farewell to the sea. McPherson's ranch will ne'er be long on yonder devil's tree. So run to me, so long to me, so down to me again. captured high. Untie these bands from off my hands and give to me my bow. I've not to leave my dear Scotland, but a tune before I go. So write to me, so want to me, so don't to me get here. He played the tune and he danced around beneath the gallows tree. Now some come here to see me hang, and some to buy my fiddle. Before the time to part with her, I'll break her through the middle. And he took the fiddle into both his hands, and he broke it o'er a stone. There's not a hand to play on me when I am dead and gone. Now little did my mother think when she first cradled me that I would turn a roving boy and die on that gallows tree. A reprieve was coming o'er the break of mouth to let Macpherson free, but they put the clock up a quarter high and hanged him to a tree. So write to me, so long to me, so long to me, baby. He played a tune and he danced around beneath the gallows tree. So write to me, so long to me, so long to me, baby. He played a tune and we danced around beneath the gallows tree.
And I am back on, just the way we like it here in Trinidad, Colorado. That was a video from Wilson and McKee, if I'm not mistaken. We were all having fun here at Upswing Gallery, feeling good, eating apps, just having a good old-fashioned time, raising money for the Fox West Theater. We're gonna go to another live in-studio performance right now from the Trail Hands, if I'm not mistaken. Can I get a thumbs up on we're ready for the Trail Hands? That's what I'm talking about. Let's put our hands together for the Trail Hands.
I got my mojo working, baby, it don't work on you. I got my mojo working, baby, it don't work on you. I wanna love you so bad, man, I don't know what to do. I'm going down to Louisiana, I'm gonna get a mojo hand. I'm going down to Louisiana, gonna get a mojo hand. And then I'll have all you women right here in my command. I got my mojo working, I got my mojo working, I got my mojo working, I got my mojo working. I got my mojo it don't work on you. Got my mojo working. I 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 got my mojo working. Baby, it don't work. I got a gypsy woman. Man, she's giving me advice. I got a voodoo gypsy woman. Yeah, she's giving me advice. I got tips so high, gonna keep them all night. I got my mojo working. 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 Baby, it don't work on me.
Sausalito, that's what I'm talking about. And always remember, if your mojo's not working, Trinidad has a number of shops that can get your mojo up into tip-top condition. Once again, that was the Trail Hands providing our live music tonight. And we're gonna go to another video right now. This is Jackie Gibson, once again, discussing the myriad of possibilities for the wonderful future of Trinidad. Let's go to that video if we can. Awesome. And we are back here at Upswing Gallery for what is going to be the final push. Now, the whole point of this evening has been to raise money for the Fox West Theater Alliance for Fisher's Peak. And one of the ways we're doing that is through our auction. So we're going to bring back our auction specialist right now to sort of give us the lowdown on how things are going.
I literally came in before you even said my name, but I was excited.
I know.
I'm so excited about these options. Think about it. Come here.
Let me think about it.
Okay. There's still an option to have dinner at Dana Crawford's loft with her. 10 people. You get to.
You know what? I'm betting 1,500 right now.
Hilarious on stage right now.
I agree.
Do you want to have a conversation and dinner with her?
I do.
Heck yes.
I'm doing that
That's
and the
still
sexy
available.
pizza.
Start bidding. 32auctions.com/Fox West Theater. Okay?
Okay.
Now let's go with some more experiences.
What do we got?
There's a Colorado Springs Hotel. SCP, I think. They should have made it a better name because it looks GD cool.
I like it.
There's like a school, like a children's school they made into a restaurant, and the hotel is like just urban and awesome, and it's actually very Crawford style, but let's just not mix and
That
mingle.
sounds good. And
but-
that's in Colorado Springs?
Yes,
And
Colorado
still
Springs.
up for auction
Yep,
right now?
still for auction right now.
Wait, what's another choice they could bid on right now?
Log cabin, still into that.
Who's not into that? The Abraham Lincoln lifestyle, they
Yep,
call it.
mhm.
And I can dig
Super
it.
fancy. Go onto that website, see it. It's glorious, gorgeous. And then we can go gold and silver. Do you want to get gold and silver? Do you
Yes.
want to stay in Idaho Springs? You want a tour?
Do I want to stay
Do
in
you want
Idaho?
a panhandle?
Yes, I want all of these things you were describing right now.
Yeah, you
This is
wanna
my
live?
perfect afternoon.
There we go. Those are available. Let's see what else. Oh, the 30-person dinner with Dana Crawford. Again, lovely conversationist in the Capitol Hill mansion. Let's just call it a mansion. She probably doesn't want me to, but let's call it a mansion.
enough.
I want to go there.
Will me and Dana Crawford be counted in that 30, or can I invite 30 additional people besides Dana Crawford and myself?
I know that you guys are best friends now.
We're
and
working
so
on
I
it.
think you guys can decide.
Okay,
after
fair
that,
enough.
And then you can do 28 after that.
That sounds
Call it a
great.
day.
So you can go out and bid on all of these items right now. You can win these auctions, have a great experience, and contribute money to the Fox West Theater simultaneously. You could also just donate. You know, if all of this, if you'd rather your money came without any sort of commitment to dinners with anyone, you could just give the money willy-nilly for without worrying about it.
The odds are better than going to Vegas.
That's the
Just
truth.
throw your money at this beautiful town.
Yes, and I think that's what we need. And Christopher Smith, you got some auction items you want to talk about as well?
How's it going? I do.
Good. What do we got?
So there's still so many good things left.
Yeah.
The Escape camper van rental. Rent a camper van anywhere in the United States for 3 nights. That's only going for $300 right now.
And as someone who lived in a van for a couple of years, I'm going to tell you right now, it will be a great experience, okay?
How about an extravaganza in Leadville, Colorado? Do you know Leadville, Colorado is home of the Tabor Opera House, one of the other historic theaters in this state. How about an exclusive backstage tour of the Tabor Opera House with a gift card to the Silver Llama and a gift card to Melanzano, which makes the finest outerwear in the state.
Coveted outerwear in Colorado.
These fleeces are coveted. How much is that going for right now?
Only $70 right now. That's a travesty. You could be the owner of a brand new fleece, as I understand it. You're gonna love it. You stay
That's
warm.
right.
So soft.
Hey, here's 2 for you to talk about.
Okay, well, Sexy Pizza, best pizza in Colorado. New location opening in Trinidad soon, but they are doing a $1,000 gift card. And right now, the bid of the auction is only $400. So you were paying, think about half off pizza.
A week, right? It's a pizza a week.
It's a pizza a week, a large cheese pizza delivered to your house a week. They also have a 2-night stay at the historic Oxford Hotel.
Gorgeous
and so
place.
basically
Stay there.
just a million things that are gonna be awesome that you can bid on and support a great cause while doing it. I've been specifically told not to mention the jacket again, so I'm not going to, but I want you to feel what I'm feeling right now. I can mention hoodies, just not
for the
leather
college?
jackets, okay?
Trinidad State Trojans.
Absolutely. What a tremendous group of fine young people. Now, I could talk about stained glass all day, but they are being told I'm not allowed to. That is Fisher's Peak right there. You can barely find an image of Fisher's Peak in Trinidad, but you could be the owner of it yourself. All right, we're going to go to one final video. This is another entertainment block with Hillary Marie, the Shiners Club Jazz Band, and Michelle and Justin. So stay tuned. We'll be back after this video.
I could cry blue. Oh, so lonesome for you. Why can't you be blue over me? Now that it's over, and I realize those weak words you whispered were nothing but lies. Blue, oh, so lonesome for you. Why can't you be blue over me? Why can't you be blue over me?
Lonely days are long, and twilight sings a song of the happy days that used to be. Soon my eyes will close, and then I'll find a pause. And in dreams you're always near to me. And I'll see in my dreams and hold you in are mine. Tender eyes that shine, they will light my lonely way tonight. And I'll see you, and they will light my lonely way tonight. And I see you in my
Again, it has been a pleasure to play for you guys. I'm very happy to support the Fox Theater here in Trinidad, Colorado.
Yes, such a pleasure to play for you all and to be a part of this benefit. So thank you for having us.
We're going to close out with a song that was written by a friend of ours down in Denver, Mr. Sandy Craig. This is one of our favorite numbers to play with our full band. It is called The River. Tear me down. I lay my head on the cool wet sand. I'm happy as a weasel with an egg in his hand. Thank you very much, Michelle Castillo.
Thank you very much, Justin Bank.
The last few minutes of this, do not sleep on these deals. We got New Orleans stays. They're starting at $40. 3 nights in New Orleans. That's nothing. You don't want to go to bed not getting these amazing deals. Massages. Nights with Dana Crawford. Just freaking everything. Live.
Book series I'm writing too called Nights with Dana Crawford. And I would like to thank everybody for being a part of this Trails to Trinidad telethon. I'd like to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors, the Fox West Theater Alliance, the amazing City of Trinidad, Urban Neighborhoods, Trinidad, the Trinidad Lounge we got going on there, Tabula Rasa Studio, Griego Insurance, Code of the West Real Estate, and Trinidad's Higher Calling You. So much thanks to Dana Crawford, to Upswing Gallery, and to the Trail Hands. Let's take it to them one more time. Thank you so much, and go bid on those items!